So today's video is basically how to get involved in post-secondary, but also General Advice Edition, TMU Edition, and TRSM Edition. So let's start with the General Advice. So my name is Tristan. I'm currently in my third year of finance at Toronto Metropolitan University. It's basically the BCom Accounting and Finance program. And for me, I've been involved in 3 student groups in my first year, where I was the Executive Vice President for the Startup Society. I was a Finance Director for the Ted Rogers Financial Planning Association, as well as the Events Director for Toastmasters. But that didn't happen all in first year. That progressively came in second year, following my general associate roles as well as my event roles. Now, for me personally, I've attended more than 50 networking events, which is absolutely surreal to think about nowadays. And on top of that, I've also attended more than 8 case competitions, having a good ratio of winning them as well, which I'm very grateful for. If I were to describe myself, I'm very grateful that I've had the opportunity to meet such amazing people in my university experience, to do a lot of paneling, to do different types of things outside and in university. And on top of that, I've been able to maintain a higher GPA as well. So my current GPA is 3.93 after this 5th term ended, and out of 4.33, that's the grading scale for TMU as well. But for now, what I'm going to be doing is basically breaking down how to get involved in TMU, especially if you're like a first year student, a second year student who's just focused on studies in your initial entrance into TMU or into any post-secondary school. It's also for people who just want to be able to get out more as well. Let me start off with my story. So before entering into post-secondary, I was very nervous. I'm just like everyone else in my first year, not knowing what to expect because it's the unknown. But for me, my intention going to post-secondary was to get involved as much as I can, to put my best foot forward and to meet as many people as well. So because of this, it allowed me to have a very open mind going in and to be able to trust people that I meet as well. Because that trust factor is what is very important, and that openness to being able to meet new people is what allowed me to be able to get involved more in the school community. That's what basically skyrocketed everything, which leads into my first piece of advice. So what I did upon entering post-secondary was get involved in the orientation week. Now, typically a lot of universities, they have an orientation week right before school begins in September. Now, I would highly recommend attending it, especially because of the fact that a lot of other first years are going to be going to these orientation events, and they're going to be wanting to meet new people as well. This is your easiest opportunity to be able to meet new people who are more open and who are also nervous like you. And one great piece of advice I would recommend in terms of soft skills, like conversation with others, is just introduce yourself. You'll be like, hi, my name is Tristan, what's your name, blah, 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 right? What program are you in? Then after, they're gonna talk a little bit more, right? And then you'll be like, why did you choose that program? Asking those open-ended questions will allow them to be able to elaborate on why they chose it and be able to speak about what they're passionate about. And then just let the conversation flow smoothly, right? Now, I think I did mention this a little bit, but another thing that is a benefit of attending these type of orientation events is they have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of games as well. They have a lot of icebreaker situations. When you just go in and attend these icebreaker games, you're surrounded by others who are doing the same thing, and that forces others to be more open and to engage as well. And having that sort of engagement, having those sort of conversations are how those type of relationships in post-secondary marinate smoothly as well. So during my orientation event, I'm a dancer, right? And I love putting myself out there. So you'll see, I'll just put it right here. There's a bunch of different dance videos, a bunch of different opportunities I had to be able to be free and dance on campus. Yeah, that's also allowed me to be able to accelerate my connections with others as well. They got to see the true side of me, which is it. So advice number 1, attend the orientation event. And advice number 2, a lot of post-secondaries, they have something called FROSH week. Now, unfortunately for me, I didn't want to spend $220 for FROSH, and I'm still grateful for that decision. But if you're someone who's a little bit more introverted and who's harder to get out of your own shell, I would recommend attending these FROSH weeks, because you have people who are in their upper years that organize these type of events, well, through their committee, obviously. But basically, this organization organizes a whole week jam-packed of a bunch of events that are very fun, that will allow you to be able to get more comfortable, and they'll also have a lot of FROSH leaders there as well. Now, the role of these FROSH leaders is literally just to be able to make you FROSHies who are first years comfortable as possible. I'm gonna show a clip right over here. There's literally a video of me losing my voice and just screaming like, because we're lavender leopards, right? I'm just like, there's a chant. I can't remember the chant. Oh my gosh. Yeah, our role is literally to just make you guys feel comfortable. So I didn't do it in my first year, but for my second year, I signed up to be a FROSH leader. And that's where I was able to get my FROSH experience. But that's where I was able to realize that those who are in their first year, this type of FROSH experience really breaks you out of your shell, especially because that's the role. The upper year students come in to be able to break the ice for you and to feel comfortable. And you're also associated with 10 to 15 others in a group of your FROSH pack that you're able to socialize with, who are also in the Ted Rogers School of Management faculty as well. They have it for all these different committees. So this is your opportunity to be able to meet more people as well. So that's my general advice. Number 1, attend orientation week. Number 2, attend FROSH week. But if you're like me and you're also social already, just don't pay the extra amount, just go to orientation week, honestly. My third piece of general advice is this. When you go into your classes, talk to the people who are around you. And I'll be completely honest, I was literally like getting anxiety by just going into these going into these classes and having to talk to the people around me, because it's different from high school, right? You go into high school, you're there for the first day, you're nervous, right? You attend for the professor, right? And after, you don't say hi to anyone. But that doesn't work. You want to be able to say hi to the person on your left and just say, hi, my name is Tristan, introduce yourself once again, right? Get their socials afterwards, follow up with them, because these are the people you're going to be seeing as the years progress. You're going to be seeing them in first year, then second year, then third year, then fourth year. And after, you may be surprised, but especially when they do maybe co-ops or internships, or they may graduate and they get their dream job, they're going to be your connections into those type of companies as well. So these are people you want to be able to connect with, because those are future industry professionals. That's why they're in post-secondary with you. So yes, talk to everyone in your classroom, or at least as much people as you can, right? Make sure to make a deliberate effort to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are positive, who are open, and who also are very motivated and committed in their studies. You want to be surrounded by people who are disciplined, because who you're surrounded by is who you become. They reflect who you are. So socialize with people in your classrooms, and after, just make that connection with them as well. That's very important. So that's all my general advice. And listen, all this general advice, it applies to all first, second, third years sometimes, and maybe sometimes fourth years, because you never know. So now this is more other advice. This is more social external advice. So I would recommend attending lots of networking events and signing up for, well, if you're in the TRSM or if you're in any type of business school specifically, case competitions as well. Now, these type of networking events are what, number one, allowed you to be able to build your communication skills, your soft skills, because you're constantly trying to train that muscle of socializing with others, right? It's a skill that you gain over time. No one becomes an effective communicator from day one, okay? They have to learn it from somewhere, right? And they have to build it from those type of experiences and environments that they're in as well. Now, these are your perfect opportunities to build your professional soft skills. A little aside, hard skills are basically like what you learn, such as Python, Excel, SQL, all those other types of softwares, right? But then soft skills are who you are, such as leadership, communication, your positivity, those type of things. Things that you can't really teach in school, but something that you have to learn through your experiences. So yes, attend these networking events because it builds your soft skills. Number two, you're able to connect with more peers, like I mentioned in the other types of things, and get their LinkedIns. And after number three, you're able to connect with industry professionals as well. One thing I want to be honest with you is you're going to be nervous when you go into these type of events. You're going to be reading a lot of research that basically indicates to you that you want to be able to highlight your best parts of yourself, right? You want to be able to prepare in advance going in. It's going to basically tell you to stand out when you go to these network events. That is all false. Throw that out the window. Every single person here, every single person that is behind the screen, you are special. You are someone with such diverse experiences that happen only to you. That's what makes you unique. So what I want to give you as a piece of advice, first, learn who you are as a person. Develop yourself as a person within as well. And then number three, when you go to these networking events, be yourself. Don't put on a face. Be your authentic self, because it's better to be disliked for who you are than rather be liked by others for fabrication or mask that you put on for others. So yes, be yourself. It'll make you stand out more. That's what I found, at least. And also still, speak professionally to an extent and have that level of professionalism when you go into these events. Yeah, and on the other thing, I also mentioned you want to be able to get involved in case competitions. The thing is with my school, when it comes to the TRSM faculty, the Ted Rogers School of Management, because I got involved very early on, going to these case competitions, I also still built that networking skill as well, right? So I usually just communicate with everyone in the room. And what I started to notice is when you continue to go to these case competitions, you begin to see people who are very like-minded, who are the same. And not only that, they are the same people who get involved at every single case competition, which is absolutely surreal. They're all very motivated, right? You start to find this bunch of people who are in this certain type of category of wanting to just get involved. So getting involved in those case competitions are very important because obviously the networking, as well as obviously the soft skill building. But on top of this, you're also taking on real life projects and real life type of scenarios that you'll actually have in the actual job in itself. And you're also going to be building team skills as well. These type of experiences when you get involved in case competitions competitions will be great for your CV/resume or your cover letters. It'll be great for interviews to talk about as well. That's how I was able to land my first co-op. And also there's another video I put for this, which I'll put right over here. That's how I was able to land my first co-op, attending all these case competitions and speaking about that during my interview. One thing I have been avoiding a lot is the how. Every single school, during those orientations and such, how you are able to get involved in these networking events and case competitions. Usually the school should have a website, right? Basically indicates the type of networking events as well as the case competitions going on. To be a little bit more specific, what I would recommend to you is number one, follow all the Instagram accounts of all the types of student groups within your faculty, whether you're science, engineering, or mathematics, or even business. Follow all the Instagram accounts because typically Instagram accounts for the student groups in your faculties, or maybe outside of your faculty as well, they'll post their own networking events as well as other networking events on their stories as well to be able to promote it. That's how you're able to stay in the loop of what's going on in your school socially. Number two, you want to be able to find out what type of website platform that the school has that basically allows you to be able to sign up for your networking events or those case competitions. The way you're able to find it, at least through TMU, TRSM specifically for the business school faculty, is basically through Eventbrite or Blackthorn. That's usually where they have it through, under the TMU, TRSM type of brand label, right? That's how you're able to find out for it, and after you want to be able to sign up as a result of it. And when you're also socializing with a lot of the people in the school, that's when you're able to get an idea of what's going on in the loop, and they're going to be able to tell you what to sign up for, where to sign up for, and what's the most valuable events. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I introduced myself and I'm a very social person. So I spoke with everyone during those orientation events and my classes as well. And I just made a deliberate effort to just have a positive and open mind with every single person that I met. And I also had that opportunity to give my trust to others as well. Listen, if you have this type of guard up when you're meeting people, they're going to feel it too. Because as people, energy begets energy. The type of energy we give out is the type of energy we receive as well. So if you're able to have that level of trust with other people, especially in your first year, it's a bonus because everyone's nervous and they want to socialize. That's your opportunity to be able to connect with others and be able to build those type of relationships that'll last throughout your post-secondary experience. Remember how I told you that I talked with a lot of people in the beginning? When you go in the beginning to these orientation events, you also have the student groups that are there trying to sell you on joining their student group because they're looking for talent, right? It's basically like talent acquisition recruiters in short. So when you network with these people, they are the people who are going to be interviewing you as well. And at one of these booths, I found out about a student organization called TRFPA, Ted Rogers Financial Planning Association. And in my head, I'm thinking, it's finance, it's finance technology, right? Fintech, that's what the student organization is about. I should get involved in it, right? So obviously I spoke with the booths here, I spoke with all the different booths available as well. And I found out I want to apply for this type of role. And because other people were telling me about it as well, I saw it on my Instagram. I saw that they were hiring, and after I applied to it, and I went for the interview, even though I was drop dead nervous. And out of, I believe they mentioned it was like 80 to 120 applicants, I was able to get chosen out of 4 other people. And that was my first student group that I was in. Then it led to my second student group, which was the events director for Toastmasters. Now the way this came into fruition was rather interesting because I was basically going up to study with my global management strategies group because we had a group assignment, right? Which was called Globus assignment. Woo, I remember it. So we were a group of 4, right? We're going up the elevator of the library, which is located near the SLC, the Student Learning Center, right? So we go up to the 7th floor, we walk into one of these breakout rooms because we're trying to find one that's empty for us to study as a group and to be able to obviously prepare for this simulation as well. And then we see in one of these rooms, which we had booked out, we saw that someone else was in there. So obviously I opened the door and I asked them, like, hey, how are you doing, right? We have a booking for this room. And they're like, oh, we're just finishing a big exam, we're almost done, right? And after they're like, do you think we can, like, use a room a little bit longer because they're basically studying for a real estate exam that they have for one of their courses, right? So we're just like, okay, sure, right? So we all sit together as a group. So I believe there was 3 of them there, and after there was 5 of us as well, right? Obviously, as a social person, I started talking with them as well, right? I started introducing myself, started getting an idea of who they are. And one of these guys I spoke with was named Emilio. He basically could see that I'm a very social person, right? Very outspoken. I was confident because of all the things that I've done already in my first year already at hand, right? So he basically told me, he's like, have you ever heard of Toastmasters, right? And I'm like, no, never, right? He's like, I think you'll be a perfect role for it. He's like, I actually have someone who's looking for an event director currently for Toastmasters. He's like, let me connect you with them, right? So I connected with them. I was able to get an interview with them, and after I was able to land the role as well. But can you see how absolutely crazy it is? I just randomly spoke with other people who were apparently third year. They liked my personality, and after they connected me with people who were in the student organization, and that's what allowed me to become an event director for Toastmasters. And then there's obviously the Startup Society. So with the Startup Society, I believe after one of my classes, I saw two guys near a table. It was after a 6 p.m. class. It was a little late, right? It was darker outside. So I go up to him, I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, I'm Tristan, what's your name? Blah, 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 right? His name was Ajanthan. So I basically spoke with him, and then I found out he was a part of the Startup Society. He liked my personality. He got me into the student organization. And yeah, so I started off as a marketing associate, I believe, for that. And it led to my executive vice president role as well. So you see, just being able to be open to connect with people and just speak with literally everyone on campus will allow you to open many doors of opportunity. So if I want to leave you off with anything, it'll be this. Get involved, be yourself. And how to get involved is very lucrative, honestly, because everyone has different types of experiences on how to get involved. But my number one piece of advice is to be open, be positive, be yourself, have that level of trust with people, but just being able to connect with people and meeting them for the first time. Then on top of that, you want to be able to get their social handles afterwards, follow up with them, right? You want to be able to build yourself up socially with others, because in post-secondary, it's different from high school. It was a lot of just trying to find where you stand, right? But in post-secondary, it's a little bit more mature in a sense, where you have to not only get involved in your studies, but also get involved with what's going on around the school. Because when you get involved with what's going on around the school, that's what will allow you to be able to develop your professional career afterwards. Because it's not only about learning anymore, it's also about having those type of soft skills, communication skills, networking skills that will transition you smoothly into professional experiences. Anyways, that's the advice I want to give to you all today. I hope that it helps. I know it was a little bit long, but I'm very grateful for all of your support. And if you do like this type of content that I'm doing, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel, put on notifications bells to support us, and please leave a like as well. I love you all lots, and I hope that this helps. Much love. Peace.